He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Welcome to the Christmas episode of Armchair Expert.
Our third.
Joined, of course, by the Maximum Mouse, Monica Padman. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Christmas special without her, Kristen Annie Bell. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Always. Kristen, we haven't had you on this year.
Yeah. Well, you guys have been booked solid from what I've seen on the family calendar.
Yeah, you haven't had to bail us out yet this year, which is lucky for us.
It has been one of the major joys of my year to watch you two come home so excited about the people that you weren't even reaching out to anymore, Monica, that we're just reaching out to you guys.
Some heavy hitters.
Big time. You guys had some amazing people on this year, and to see the two most important people in my life see not only their dreams realized, especially for both of you who I know are like hard worker is part of your core values, to see you manifested it. It was a part of this year that I will look back upon fondly amidst a year where it was kind of a garbage fire. But
Yeah, tell me
seeing
about
what
it.
you two have accomplished and put out into the world as a mama has made me so very proud.
Thank you. Well, certainly, I think I speak for both of us, exceeded any wish I had for the podcast this year.
Well, yeah, I think it was a good lesson because before this year, we were pretty adamant about never doing a remote interview.
Yeah.
People had asked if we would. We said no. But we learned that we should just be flexible because we've done remote interviews all year and they've been some of our favorites.
Yeah. It was a learning curve, but I think we kind of got there, working out like when people can talk and when you can talk, the whole Zoom of it all. But it saved us. We were so lucky to be able to do our job
lucky.
in quarantine. What a huge gift. We are going to celebrate our first Christmas in our new house. We think, perhaps.
We hope.
It seems possible.
You know what I've learned this year? Construction takes a long time. Like cement, when you put cement somewhere, you got to bring it from somewhere.
Okay.
You got to make it wet, and then you got to make it dry. And those things take a long time. So if the driveway is ever finished, yeah, sure, I think we'll live here.
You learned that this year, you learned that last year, the year before that, and perhaps the year before that.
It's been a long curve for me to learn that, but 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, we've been recording in the guest attic above the garage of the house we've never lived in for 3 years, almost 3 years now. Yeah. But we do have Christmas trees in there.
Would you like to share the 2020 Christmas tree grab story?
Wow. Sure. Yeah. What a disaster.
Do you mind if I pepper in some details? Or no?
Keep me honest, AKA keep me honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally speaking, going to get that Christmas tree is a well-worn tradition. We always have fun. We love it.
One of the best nights of the year.
Absolutely. And then in keeping with this year, we got in the truck. We went over to Home Depot. They had routed all the traffic into a one-lane situation because there was a semi-truck parked in the other lane. And I let you out to go purchase the trees so that we would be at the front of the line by the time they were purchased.
And a bit of a context, we were getting in post a discussion that needed to happen about prioritizing each other, mainly from you to me, where there was like a tiny bit of tension. Why are you laughing? That's the truth.
It's just a funny way. Yeah.
No, meaning you got to get your priorities straight. And I was like, understood. There was a tiny bit of tension there.
We were coming back.
And that's fine. We do that all the time. It's an ebb and flow in a marriage. And we got in the car and the Home Depot parking was what it was in that one lane, like sort of like a pickup line. And I didn't bring my purse because Home Depot's very close to us. And we had...
Or a mask.
That's what I didn't bring my wallet or anything in my purse. So you say, go pick out the 2 Christmas trees you want in the parking lot. I'll get in the drive-through line. And I said, oh, shoot, I didn't bring my purse. Can I use your mask, right? So I take the one mask, put it on, go pick out the Christmas trees.
And I give you my credit card.
And I take Dax's credit card.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the Christmas tree line looking at these gorgeous Christmas trees, and I hear...
Well, before we get to that point, can I tell some of the baby steps before that point? Yeah. So someone tried to go down the wrong way of the one lane. There was not room, and this woman drove over an enormous curb where there's planted items.
A car should not be there.
A car should not be there. And now the car is precariously on top of this curb, and she's beeping and yelling at all of us that are in this line to everyone go in reverse, which is simply not possible in Home Depot. And I'm telling her very nicely at first, you got to back up. This is one way now. And she did not want to do that. And then she starts.
It didn't help that we were driving the biggest truck that you have.
Well, it was a loaner, yeah.
Yes.
I borrowed a truck that's enormous.
You borrowed this truck, and we were like, oh, that's perfect before we give it back. It was up in 2 weeks. Before we give it back, let's use it for the Christmas tree. But it was like a raised, looks like a monster truck.
It's huge.
It's a beautiful power wagon.
It is, but
it's a power wagon Ram.
But people can
2500.
come to conclusions. I mean, I have about someone who's driving a monster truck down the street. Oh, that might be a certain type of person. And again, that's a reminder not to do that.
So I was very, very nice a bunch of times. And then she kept just moving her car forward, and she was, again, precariously on the median. So my fear was that she was going to get one wheel over and then just blast right into the side of the truck. So, and again, it's not my truck. If it was my own truck, I feel like I'd be a little less worried about it. But at any rate, then I got out and I very kindly said, you're going to have to go backwards. And she rolled up her window, was yelling at me, blah, blah, blah. So I got back in the truck and I I'm the variable in the equation that's got to change because she is not going to do that. I start backing up, someone else starts backing up, then another person, and then I try to get wide so maybe she can come off this thing. And as I'm doing this, she starts clapping out the window in a very antagonistic
Well,
nature.
you're missing the bulk of the story.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
so let's cut back. Let's set the scene back in the Christmas tree aisle. Gorgeous, smells like pine, beautiful,
Lovely.
Douglas
Well, my
fir.
yelling
Ooh.
started at the clapping. I had brought you right to the yelling.
Okay, got it. So I start hearing screaming. And I hear, funny enough, my husband's voice and another voice. And I'm like, uh-oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
This is-
And then my immediate thought was, I can only control myself. He can fight with whoever he wants. I need him in a mask. I am shooting right now. I need him in a mask. If he is going to be speaking to another human being that is outside our pod, I need him to be in a mask. So I drop the Christmas tree I've got in my hands. I run out the Home Depot parking lot. I'm trying to hand the mask, but I get there right as the scene was dwindling and the fighting had subsided and both members were getting in their car. And yes, to be honest, and I'm the person that usually will expose you to the other person's side and go, well, honey, she just was trying to XYZ. She was asking to go down the wrong way in a one-way lane and make a bunch of other cars that were in the tree
drove up on
pickup
top
line
of a
move.
median.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then as I was trying to accommodate, right, she then puts her hands out the window, starts clapping. Oh, I guess you could do it. She's yelling at me, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts to go forward. She still's not ready to go forward. So she starts coming forward and she does start coming off the thing and she just barely misses hitting the truck. And that's when I was like, you gotta fucking stop moving your car and let me.
I heard the word dumbass.
Yeah.
I heard
There was
the
a
word
there was a
dumbass.
dumbass.
And then
yeah.
let's cut to the B
was some-
storyline of this Christmas horror film.
Happening simultaneously to this, both children have removed their seatbelts. They're in a wrestling match on the front seat of the truck while all this other stuff is happening.
They're so into wrestling right now.
And one of them kicks the rear view mirror. I'm like trying to look out the window of this woman who's about to hit me. And the kids are kicking items inside the truck. And it's altogether just too much for me at that point. So when I finally get around this gal, I say to the kids, I ask them 10 times, please stay in the back seat. Please stop fighting in the truck. Please, 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 please. And then I tell them, I'm going to sit outside the truck. You guys do whatever you want in the truck, but it's too much for me. I'm going to sit out in front of the truck.
That's fair.
Try to remove myself from the stressful situation, get out in front of the truck. Now the windows are down. Now they're both hanging out the window. They're screaming at. Now Delta's hurt. Now Delta's screaming and crying. Now Lincoln's saying, you got to come in here. She's hurt. And I'm saying, too bad. Too bad she's hurt. Well, one of the kids opens the door into another car. And I'm like, oh my God, they just dented a car.
I come back. Okay, got 2 tickets. We got 2 Christmas trees this year, right? We went 4 broke. I'm super excited about it. I'm walking back to the car. I see my husband, hot-faced, trying to calm down, which is what you should have done outside the car.
I was nervous for everyone inside the truck
Yes.
if I stayed inside.
The girls are banging on the windows,
Honking the horn. They honk the horn.
screaming, crying. When they get mad at me and they scream, I hate you, Mom, they run to their bedroom, right? But they don't understand that adults need to do that too. That privacy is really important when you're feeling heated. So I'm like, ooh, okay, here we go. So I get in the truck. First, I hear them out. They have a lot to say about it.
grievances.
A lot of grievances about Dad, how he handled it. And then also
He spoke to me in a violent manner. She knew to
Yeah,
throw in violent,
she
as if
did.
I've ever hit
I
them or
was
anything.
frightened. She's got a good vocabulary. But they didn't leave out the attitude of the other driver.
You came in to deal with the crisis that had unfolded between the three of us, and they were smart enough to hit you immediately with my misbehavior towards the woman. That
Right.
was the first order of business.
But they told it truthfully. They were like, and she was leaning outside her window, clapping at Daddy and sarcastically smiling. And that was rude. And I said, okay, let's start there. That was rude. So Daddy was put in a situation, or was in a situation, that made his temper flare. And he was in a situation where he needed some privacy, just like when you need to run to your room. So they calmed down. And I'm like, there's nothing to be scared of. Everybody gets mad. And then we talked a little bit about how you don't need to absorb anyone else's energy. If someone around you is mad, you can choose to react to that with like, oh, this person needs a moment. So we get that lesson out of the way. We go to the house, and I walk inside the house. I'd carried this little planter in from the old house, and I set it down, and we're doing the tree unload. The girls are currently watching this show on Disney Channel called Casey Undercover, which is an old Zendaya show, and it's got a lot
And
of
let me also
fighting.
mix in, Lincoln just watched 2 of Jackie Chan's classics.
Oh, yes.
So
The
she's also
girls
very
know.
into Kung Fu right
The
now.
Kung Fu is off the charts in our house. So they've got wrapping paper rolls, and they're whapping each other with it, and it's very violent. And I'm like, listen to me, just go in the other room. We're trying to get a 150-pound Christmas tree in the house. They're getting on both of our nerves so much. Everybody is at a 10 of overwhelmed. We're trying to water the tree. The tap stops working
Oh, no.
in the house. Then we got to figure that out. We finally get in the car, and, we drive the 1 block back to our house, and Dax looks at me and he goes, oh my God, what a night. Can I get my credit card back?
Uh-oh.
And I went, yeah, let me just check my front. Ooh, hold on a second. Did you hand me my jacket? It might be my jacket pocket, maybe?
Oh, boy.
I don't have his credit card.
Ew.
Icing on the cake. And now this is where the context of we had just come off of a discussion about I need to prioritize the right things. So the fact that I did not maintain knowledge of the location of this credit card was
Comical. I was very kind.
Oh, you were
I didn't
lovely.
care at all.
No, it was me. And you said, okay, I'm going to go check at the other house. I said, I must have set it down in the mayhem of trying to get the girls calmed down. He goes, checks at the other house. I'm putting the girls to bed. He says, I can't find it anywhere. And I text him back, I am so fucking embarrassed. And he said, don't worry about it. It's only a credit card. I said, no, this is an indication of my mindlessness, and I need to find it. So then I text you and I say, can you come over and sit with the girls for 10 minutes? Because at this point, it is 8:30. I work in the morning at 6 a.m. I am ready to have a coffee and take my flashlight out and retrace every step until I find this
my
card.
goodness.
I was like, I'll brew some coffee. I can do this. I will find this card tonight. This will not be a scar on my record.
Again, repeatedly, I'm telling her it's totally fine. Don't worry.
It's not
I'm just
about
gonna
you.
hang at the house for a minute and chill.
It's about me. And then you didn't respond within
I was
like
watching The Crown in the other room.
that happens.
Yeah.
So I texted Laura, who's also in our pod. I said, I just need you for 20 minutes. Can you come over and sit with the girls as they fall asleep? She came over. I go outside. I'm in all the raw dirt on our new house property where the cement, again, which takes a long time, is yet to be laid. I am in the garbage can looking through like the tree holder that we got. I walk inside and I'm like, I am so sorry. We hug. We laugh about it. I'm teary-eyed a little bit. As I'm walking out, I look at the planter that I brought on the original trip, and sitting right next to the planter is the
Oh,
credit card. So
good.
I had found it. I said, in retrospect, what a perfect 2020 Christmas tree grab.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very on brand. Very on
Very
brand.
on brand 2020.
Delivered right to the end.
Wowie. Wow.
It was a very stressful evening. I talked with the girls. I was like, even though tonight felt scary and stressful, and we were all crying at one point, and we were all sort of yelling at one point, we still have to maintain how grateful we are. Because, like, LA has a big homeless population. I said, do you think if you went to any of those homeless people that live right near our house and said, hey, you can have this house and these opportunities for work and this loving family, you just got to deal with one stressful Christmas tree night? Of course they'd say yes. So let's still maintain how grateful we are. And now we look at it and we can smile, but it was
Well,
rough.
it's memorable.
Yeah.
Certainly some of the previous Christmas trips have been forgotten, but I think this one will be lodged in there for a while.
It'll go down in the books. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
we did
have been a movie.
Yeah.
Oh my
Maybe it will be.
gosh.
Maybe you'll write a movie about it.
Oh, about our trip to Home Depot.
Christmas Home Depot.
Now, Monica, this is a very sad thing for you. This will be your first time not going home for Christmas.
I know.
Yeah.
First time ever. It's sad.
It is sad.
I was really nervous to tell my parents
Mm-hmm.
that I decided I don't think it's appropriate to fly right now.
Mm-hmm.
I called them and I was just chatting. And then in the middle, my mom said, "You're not coming home for Christmas, right?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." And so she kind of let me off the hook.
Yeah.
But they also feel the same way I do. They don't want to risk anything. So
Yeah.
I'll be here. And that was scary to think about, waking up by myself in my apartment.
Well, you'll
on
sleep
Christmas.
at the
Why
new
do you
house,
think
right?
You'll be by yourself. We finally get you. I mean, it's sad for your parents, but happy for this set of your California parents.
I know. But it's your first Christmas in your new house, and
And what?
might be nice for you guys to have.
No, Monica,
Get
don't
over
do
yourself.
this. Don't do this.
Anywho, we'll talk about this off air.
No, we're going to
No, we're
solve
not.
it right now, and you're going to commit
It's nothing to solve.
in front of 1 million people that
Just
you're
leave
spending
over.
Christmas Eve at the house.
Okay, I will. But another takeaway is it was sad and scary, but then I thought, well, since I'm going to be here, I'll get a real Christmas tree this year, because normally I do artificial because I'm normally gone for so long. So I also went to Home Depot before you guys. and-
You're who planted the seed. You had done it the Sunday before, and we were like, oh, we got to get on it.
Yeah, I went with Jess. Jess came with me. He helped me.
Tall and strong.
Yes, very tall, strong, and brave, he'd like to add.
So big, so powerful.
Yes. And our experience was lovely, unlike yours. That's what happens when you don't have children.
It can be peaceful.
Yes. I did have to park not in the parking lot. It was so crowded, and I was feeling a little panicky about the amount of people that were at Home Depot.
Sure.
But Jess and I picked one out. He's the father of my Christmas tree.
Father Christmas.
And
And it's
a
beautiful.
very cute boy helped put the tree on top of my car, and we were both very excited about that.
Mm.
And it was lovely. And then he helped me put it up and put the lights on, and it was special. It was something I wouldn't have normally been able to experience. But it was, again, indicative of this year.
And hopefully it was a starter experience, because hopefully next Christmas you'll be at your house.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I'm going to get 2 trees.
Yeah. Get 3.
I'm going to get 6 trees. One for every room. I can't wait.
Well, again, because of Zoom and kind of how we've shifted gears here, we're going to get to check in on this holiday episode with some incredible folks.
Oh, yeah. Kristen helped set up all of these delicious people up.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean it for it to be a Central Park reunion, but it sort of ended up being a Central Park
True.
reunion.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't even think about
Well,
that.
again, because we're all close as friends. The reason that Josh started the show, he talked to all of our friends and was like, can we get together? So, yeah.
I got no idea, no premise. Are you guys in?
And we all said, yeah,
absolutely.
doy.
Where do we
So
sign?
we've got
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad,
Oof.
Emmy Raver-Lampman,
Oof.
Leslie Odom Jr.,
Smoke show, Leslie Odom Jr.
big time.
And our in-house musical genius, the Minister of Soul, Bob Mervak.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited to hear Bob.
And then the resident female singer on Armchair Expert, Kristen Bell.
That's right. We got lucky.
I have some surprises.
Oh, I love surprises.
I love surprises, too, especially Christmas surprises.
Yeah, they're the best kind. Well, I think we should get started and hop on the Zoom with old Josh Gad, one of our favorite guests. Joshy Gad, first of all, thank you so much for being a part of our Christmas special.
Of course.
I've told you many times, one of my very top guests we've ever had. What a blast we had. Would you agree?
Yes.
I would agree that I was one of your best guests.
Yeah.
But I would say that no matter what, so I don't know. Sample size is small for me.
Well, then I think it's unanimous.
Yeah, it was unanimous in the Gad household that this was the best one that you've ever done that we've listened to.
Now, can I just ask you for some color commentary? You're Jewish. Orange.
Red. What?
You're Jewish, to my understanding?
Yes, to the best of both of our understanding, I was born a Jew.
Uh-huh.
But I married a Catholic. I wanted to introduce a little spice into my life
Yeah.
and celebrate Santa Claus, which felt spicy.
as a child in Florida, did you guys celebrate? Did you beg your parents like, you know what, I get it. I don't want to be disrespectful, but let's get a fucking tree up in here?
Yeah, well, at a certain point, you just get tired of Chinese food. You just get sad that that's the only form of celebration on Christmas. You see other kids in the neighborhood with Christmas trees, and you're having General Tso's, and you're like, this doesn't feel like a Christmas meal. This feels very specific.
But listen, watch this memory. As I recall, when you had your dream eat day,
Exactly.
General Tso's was on there.
I was thinking that.
Well, very good memory. Also great show notes.
Yeah, we have a list. We have the transcript in front of us.
Yeah, and I do love General Tso's, but Christmas doesn't feel like a General Tso's night. Feels like a night of like brisket and like, Christmassy foods. I also really just missed not having a Christmas tree. I love the spirit of Christmas. I'm a very Christmassy guy. Like my general disposition is one of like, I could be Kris Kringle if I was slightly heavier and had a whiter beard.
If I had to recast a remake of Elf, I would absolutely cast you. You'd be my first stop. If I was the director and I had a dream casting choice for a reboot of Elf, you'd be it. What do you guys think about that?
100%.
That's very sweet. I feel like Will Ferrell's not going to like this episode, but it's okay. I feel like
He only
maybe
likes
he doesn't. Maybe he only
his.
listens to his episodes
Exactly.
of Armchair.
Well, there's that. And then, of course, do you watch on Netflix the movies that made us, those little documentaries?
Oh, my God. I love that series so much.
Well, there's one I was watching while I was lifting weights and beautifying my body this morning about Elf. They've done one on Elf.
Have they? I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, and then what you realize is like, oh, wow, that was 17 years ago. That was 2003.
It was, and the movie holds up so well. You know what else I just showed my kids, which I forgot is slightly inappropriate, but I showed them Christmas Vacation.
Oh, it's the very best Christmas movie.
I think
household.
it is.
Wait,
I
how
think
is
that
that
and Die Hard are
inappropriate?
the best Christmas movies of all time. Well, there's inappropriate parts, like just language, and the part where he's daydreaming about her getting naked and jumping into a swimming pool
Yeah.
raised a lot of questions for my daughters.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Uncle Eddie's very pronounced package in the grocery store when they're buying
Yeah,
dog
that's also
food.
another one.
He's got a foot of schlong in those tight pants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Randy Quaid Schlong.
We watch it with our kids without any ethical issues, for better or worse. But I am always waiting for one of them to bullseye that enormous schlong. Like, it's an eye catcher.
It is. It is. They actually keep asking me to show them now Vacation and European Vacation, and I feel like that I shouldn't do yet, right? Like that would be a no.
What age were you when you saw Vacation? You had to be very young.
I was younger than them, but my
Right.
parents were assholes.
Well, hold on, though. Look at you. You're a family man. You're a good human being. You're wealthy. Heaven forbid they follow you in your footsteps.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. There is a generational disconnect, and I think it's because we didn't have these things readily available to us in the same way that our kids do now. So there's a lot more like decision making that goes in because we know that everything's at their disposal. But when we were growing up, didn't you guys feel like our parents weren't very they would take you to Blockbuster and they would basically wait for you to pick whatever you picked. And there wasn't much in the way of like vetting what you were at least my parents didn't. They were just like, yeah, go take whatever you want to watch. What is it? Oh, Godfather trilogy, great. Oh, Alien, great. This is great for a 6-year-old.
Well, if I can just say, and I know for context, I know Dax is actually going to use this as a pro for his argument, but his argument is coming from a man who was taken to see Scarface in the movie theaters at 5 years old.
Yes.
That chainsaw scene is so memorable when you're 5 years
Yeah,
old.
no, it would be. It would be.
My brother and I got to go to Blockbuster. We rented exclusively 80s gang films. And I mean like street gangs, like guys fighting with chains and shovels,
Yeah, you did.
guys dragging guys behind motorcycles. And yeah, my dad did not seem to care at all about that.
I had 2 older brothers, so they really introduced me to, like, accidentally or not, they introduced me to a lot of movies that I probably like. I remember seeing Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 6 years old. I walked into our den and my brothers and their high school friends were all gathered around the TV, and it's that crazy bus sequence that starts the movie, and I remember it vividly. And I also remember sleeping in my parents' room for the next year vividly.
Uh-huh. Did they ever watch pornos and you'd come in the room and they were
My
watching?
parents?
No. I assume they did. Your
All
older
the time.
brothers.
All the time.
Your older brothers.
Yes, I saw pornography at a very early age. Actually, I shouldn't say this because it's going to embarrass my folks, but I remember finding a copy of The Joys of Sex.
Oh, okay.
Which feels very Christmassy.
Well, joy.
Yeah, well, because of the word joy.
Yeah,
And-
joy
and
to the world.
That reminds me of the Christmas season. So that was traumatic. I didn't know what I was watching.
Okay.
I was just, it looked like a lot of people were hurting each other with parts of the body I didn't know were existed.
Right. Lots of penetrative
Yeah.
actions. Well, should we get into singing some Christmas songs?
Yes, I'm going to sing. Now, I feel very intimidated because
Why? Aren't you a professional singer?
unlike your wife, I'm like a fake singer. She's like a legit great singer, and
No,
Leslie Odom's a
none of
great
this
legit
is
singer.
true.
Josh.
Emmy's a great legit singer. I'm terrible.
Can I counteract your insecurities real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think Bob Dylan was a stellar singer? Do you think Neil Young was a stellar singer?
I think what's interesting is Bob Dylan's Bob Dylan. And
Exactly.
I'm Josh Gad.
And you're
And those are
fucking
two very
Josh
different
Gad.
things.
That's my point. Merry Christmas.
Those are two very different things and doesn't help support my statement at all.
No,
Actually
and-
makes me more scared to
No,
say
listen to me. There are people who have a character and who have a tone and who have a fingerprint as obvious as yours, and it's intoxicating.
Okay.
That's
All
the
right,
truth.
So here we go. Then I'm going to sing you a Christmas song.
Oh my gosh.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Ooh.
The answer is blowing in the wind.
Oh my God.
That was beautiful.
I could hear the pitter patter of reindeer on the roof.
I could hear the pitter patter of Bob Dylan's lawsuit hitting my front door. Okay, I think to have your listeners listen to something so unsound
So dissonant.
is a good reminder that Christmas isn't always perfect.
Oh,
That's a great
lovely.
message to go into. It lowers expectations, and you're sure to be delighted on the big day.
Yeah.
Can I make a special Christmas request? Do
Yeah.
you remember any of what are your Christmas traditions from Olaf's TV movie?
Oh, you want me to do the Olaf Christmas
I
song?
mean, I wouldn't hate it because
That's
I've been
cute.
thinking about that for so long.
Yes, I'll do that. Hang on. Let me just look up the lyrics. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Happy, merry, holly, jolly season's greetings here. I'm wondering what your family does at that time of year. Loving joy and peace on earth and tidings of good cheer. Do you have tradition things for that time of year?
Well, we hang up boughs of evergreen on every single doorway. Bake a giant cookie in the wavy shape of Norway. Go from door to door to door while singing in our choir.
Hang up all your giant socks above an open fire. That sounds safe. So happy, merry Yuletide carols, faithful friends are dear. Thanks for sharing what you do at that time of year. We better get a move on if we're going to hit every house in the kingdom. I gave you plenty.
That was great.
Please.
More than I just wanted to hear it once from you while looking at your face. Because I like
God.
nothing more when I see Olaf's voice coming out of your face. 'cause
You
it-
like nothing more than hearing just a broken. This, by the way, my voice is for shit right now because last night Kristen and I did a Goonies table read where I was
Yeah.
playing sloth and screaming the
Oh.
entire
the
time.
most expert
So I have nothing
sloth
left to give.
you've seen since the movie. He put the mask on, he turned his chair around, and he went, oh, when the,
Yeah, it was a lot of
shackles
screaming
were
guys.
on.
What's his catchphrase? Hey, you guys. There it is. There it is. Hey,
It's
you
the
guys.
laugh that I love.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
So I'm going to give you guys a little, I know you're going to get other people singing Christmas songs for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to spice things up and give you a little Hanukkah, Oh Hanukkah. This is a song I grew up with. Sing along if you know it. And here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, let's light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance a hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. A dreidel to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Yeah! Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, let's light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance a hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidel to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. Yeah, one for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Oh, wow. 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 It's a sinister song. Would you agree? I mean, it scares the shit out of me. Those candles are getting low.
My interpretation of it certainly would give you that impression.
I just imagine a really sweet Jewish family with 3 or 4 children on the ground, just kind of shivering and scared.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the story.
usually sung by children, which makes it, I think, less volatile.
Okay.
And when I sang it, I think it sounded much more hostile than it was intended.
Well, I imagine like Pantera playing that or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christmas Pantera.
Yes, that feels right. That feels right. And like, I didn't mean to give your younger listeners, because I know you have many children who listen to your show.
Well, we have a contract with a
Exclusively.
national daycare center. That song's going to be stuck in my head all day, but not with the lyrics. It's going to be
If you should put some like just bass behind that, we could actually have a really cool hit.
I agree.
Does your show get to make money off of it if it works?
Yeah, we'll own all the rights, and that was agreed to just now, and there's
That's a
now a
bummer.
tape of it.
Nah, that's a real bummer.
Now, let me ask you a really quick question.
Hey, anything, Dax?
I'm so grateful you joined us. What are your holiday plans?
Well, we're thinking about spending some time in the house.
Oh,
Haven't had an opportunity to really all just sit in the house and think about life, and we're
be together.
gather around the couch, which is something we've only done for the last 122 days. I joke, but we're actually thinking about taking a safe trip to Utah and staying at a friend's house out there in our pod, and maybe letting the kids play in some snow, because it has been a bit of a cyclical year, and we want to just give them a little bit of a change. We're thinking about that. I also have to leave for London soon, so I want to do like one last hurrah.
Well, if you don't have cabin fever at this point, then I think that would be a signal that you're agoraphobic.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I think it would.
Oh, Kristen just made a scared look because I guess we're learning now she doesn't have cabin fever.
I mean, obviously the world's in mayhem and there's a lot of things that are bad, but I would be lying if I said I hated staying home all the time. I'd be lying. I just kind of like love the calm vibe, and my tribe's always close.
You know what? Here's what I relate to in what you just said. I do enjoy the fact that we as society have had a chance to just pause for a second. There's a lot of going nonstop. I didn't even realize it until this. And it's not easy right now for a lot of people, right? It's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Loss of work, loss of income. These things are not light, and they're not to be taken lightly. The one silver lining, though, is maybe when we come out of this on the other end, it's a reminder that there is a beauty to the stillness. There is a joy in just being, right? In just sitting, in just embracing family, and just like having that sort of 1950s nuclear kind of family closeness where you can watch a movie together, where you can just sit and be together and play games together. It's something that I've taken for granted. Maybe it was just me, but that's been the one silver lining I've gotten out of this.
I concur. I concur. I think very much we will look back on this year that's challenging right now as like this amazing gift for the family.
Yeah.
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 Or the complete destruction of the family. I think it goes one of both ways.
Yeah. No. There's also a possibility that my kids kill me in my sleep because they found my vulnerabilities and weaknesses because we've spent too much time together.
Well, Joshy, we love you. Merry Christmas.
And happy Hanukkah.
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. I love you guys so much. And I'm so grateful that you asked me to share this celebration with you. I can't wait to see the residuals on the Oh Hanukkah take that I did today. I think it's going to go platinum and really break the internet.
Well, all I'm going to say is start shopping for jets.
Yeah.
Okay?
It feels like something that would come out of a Hanukkah
I think it's
song.
going to be a lot bigger than any of the Frozen stuff.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. And if the Frozen stuff didn't get me a jet, a Hanukkah armchair cover is certain to.
Yeah. It's just math, Josh. It's just Christmas math.
That's simple arithmetic, buddy.
Well, we love you to pieces.
I
and
love you guys.
Have a wonderful holiday with your family and a happy
Thank
new
you.
year.
Happy New Year. Be
Bye.
safe. Love you.
Bye,
guys.
sweetie pie.
Well, that was special.
Now, we're very lucky and we like to recognize it often. I hope it doesn't get annoying or sound like false humility, but we've been really lucky in this whole year of quarantine because we have jobs that we're able to do and still get fulfilled. Mama, you even launched your own CBD line.
I did. I've been working on it for 2 years, and then right when the pandemic hit, we were like, can we still do it? And we did. It's called Happy Dance.
Nobody needs it more than
That's
now.
what
It's
I
never been
said.
more needed.
That's what I said. I was like, we can't stop now. It doesn't matter. So we launched it a couple months ago, and it is very high quality, full spectrum CBD. And we have 3 products: a body lotion, an oil, which is coconut oil, and CBD, which I use to take my makeup off. Weirdly enough, I've been loving it. Do you take your makeup off with oil? Like your eye makeup?
I don't. I should.
I remember when I was little, my mom used to take it off with like Johnson & Johnson's
Baby oil.
Yes. And it
Oh.
occurred to me that I've just been using things that were labeled eye makeup remover, which there's nothing bad about that. But Happy Dance was about, doing something really good with CBD, which I now depend on. I love it. And I was like, why can't I just take it off with this coconut oil? And I love that.
Oh my god.
And I've been using it to get some stains off of my penis, the oil.
The stains?
Yeah.
You
I
have-
got to rub the stains off my penis. And then I use the coconut oil.
Okay.
Where did the stains come
Yeah,
from?
your chonies? Or?
I was making a euphemism for masturbating with your coconut oil.
Oh my God.
That's what people say.
No, I made it up just now.
Oh wow.
That's why, yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Didn't
keep-
ring
Yeah, I
a
rub
bell.
out a lot
Didn't
of
ring at
stains on my.
Christmas.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, they're wonderful. And Happy Dance has been so much fun, and I've really enjoyed it. We also have a bath bomb, which I think is very apropos for 2020 if you need to detox in the
So-
bathtub.
Also, Happy Dance gives a percentage.
Oh, yeah.
To Susan Burton's
Susan Burton,
foundation,
who you guys had on, and she runs an organization called A New Way of Life, which is amazing. I hosted their gala this year, and I'm so impressed with her. I read her book, and she lives in downtown LA, and she was in and out of prison. And at one point, she was like, I got to get sober. She did. And she said, why aren't these resources available for the people in my community? And she just started picking up women.
That were getting let out of prison.
Yes, and saying, do you want to live with me? You want to get your life back on track? Cut to it works, and she's got 10 houses full of women, I think, now.
no.
She's got about 200 women under her wing, and it's helping with job training and all the things that are askew when you are formerly incarcerated, and she helps them get their kids back. So every endeavor, I feel like, needs to have a purpose more than just something fun. So we are giving 1% of all of our profits to her, and that's kind of why I really want Happy Dance to succeed and be big so that she can be
Yeah.
sort of funded forever.
that was one of our most powerful episodes this year, I think, for me.
I've never felt like more of a piece of shit, which is always like my highest praise I can give.
Of
I was like, I'm
course.
doing nothing in life.
I
Look how
know.
generous this woman is and how effective she is. I don't want to sully this beautiful moment, but if you guys were to come out with a masturbation cream, do you think you could call it Happy Pants?
It's
It's not a bad idea.
Absolutely.
It's not, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Happy Pants.
Okay. Do a happy dance in your pants
Yes.
with this cream.
Speaking of someone who makes me do a very happy dance in my pants, Leslie Odom.
Leslie Odom
What a-
Jr., baby.
what-
Leslie Odom
what?
Jr.
What an
What a
attractive human
A
being.
specimen, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Big
yeah,
time.
Yeah. Let's check in with this babe.
Oh.
Look at you.
Look at this
looking
guy.
sharp.
He's an armchair expert.
Oh, my
wow,
God.
wow.
Out the gate.
Yes, Bob Mervak's going to be so happy to hear his song go through your pipes.
You guys look perfect.
Well, you have a new hairdo since we spoke with you last.
Yes, it got so long that I had to start doing things with it.
Ooh.
It looks
Well,
very nice.
I like what
does.
you've done with it.
Thank you so much. I'm having a little fun. I have not had hair this long in, like 25 years. So
Bro, and
it's-
guess what else? I remember your long hair because you used to top knot it and you used to have a spray out the top, and I was there for those years.
Well, I brought that up to him. I said that you said he made that look unbelievable.
Oh no, it was so cute because it was just this big mess of hair and then it was top knotted and it came out just like this blooming flower and you pulled
That's
it off.
right.
It was so sexy.
Thank you.
Can you tell us the general vibe and gossip that went on around him? Like when he would leave, was there just like a cloud of like, oh my God.
There
Did you see
was.
that?
There-
Oh my
there-
God, he bent down to get that thing. And
There definitely was. Because you have a presence and you always have. Back then, in that whole group of Matt Morrison and Laura Bell and Kooky Katie and all of those people, you were the one
You were
everyone
the
had a
Sex
crush
Panther.
on. You were
Yeah.
the Sex Panther. I wasn't
Yeah.
going to say it, but
You could not be more wrong. I detailed this on the last show, but you were the first person that I knew that like became famous. And it wasn't surprising in any way. It's just like, when you're the person that gets plucked from the heat, you're just like, oh my God, it's her. I just felt like you went from next to us to superstardom in the blink of an eye. But you never changed. Whenever I would see you, always so gracious still. Whenever I would find my way into one of those Hollywood parties that you were in the center of, you were always so sweet. And, it didn't change you, but it changed us. You know what I mean? It was so cool to watch you rise to the top.
I mean, I just remember feeling so scorned when they finally put out that Hairspray casting list. And I'm like, wait a minute, neither Leslie or I are going to be in this show. But then when you found your way onto House of Lies, I was elated because I was like, finally. Because you were basically playing Don's protege. Like you were like
Right.
the next Don on the show for that season.
I could not believe that I got that job. It's an honor just to audition for something like this. The material's so great, but there's no fucking way that they're going to give me this job. When they call, it's one of those jobs where you're like, wait, I just thought there were so many people ahead of me in that line. Do you know what I mean?
And you had to have loved Cheadle. I mean, he's such a dream person to work with. The notion like, oh my God, I'm going to work with fucking Cheadle?
Cheadle is the living end. And coming to work with you guys for that few weeks that I did, it changed me. It made me a better actor. I had never seen a set that was that free. You guys were so loose.
We were very messy.
Too
it
loose,
was a
some would argue.
lunatic set. But I remember the producer saying like, oh, we finally cast the guy who's Don's up and comer and it's this newer guy, Leslie Odom Jr. And I was like, he's not new, guys.
He's been whapping girls since 2001.
We have been listening to your album, My Girls and I, on repeat.
It's like if you've ever been to
Holy
Six
smokes.
Flags and they play that Riddler Revenge song in line, and by like 90 minutes into that thing, you're like, do those people hear that when they go home from work? Well, your Christmas album is the Riddler's Revenge of Our House, and it's fucking awesome. It's so good, and it's on all day, every day.
I did not at all intend to record a Christmas album this year. As I'm preparing to make my New Year's resolutions, right? I'm just still reeling from the trauma of this year and like remembering all the things we thought that what this year was going to be, and how none of that really came true. Other wonderful things happened, but this whole year has been a pivot for all of us, has been a pivot in learning how to, number one, sit with ourselves and honor the grief and the truth of this moment, but also try to make something of it and try to carry on in some way. And my favorite thing as an artist is if ever I can feel useful. Because so much of what we do, I know you guys feel it, so much of what we do feels silly and trivial, and
It's an embarrassing job. It's an embarrassing job.
embarrassing fucking job. Stand-up comedian is way better because you guys are philosophers and it's like a secular pulpit. Acting is like somebody gives me the words to say. I'm going to say them kind of, as truthfully. But whenever I can offer something that makes me feel useful, I felt like this Christmas album, I know it's in the marketplace, but I hoped that it would feel like a gift in some way,
I keep up with a lot of Christmas music because it's my favorite, but rarely do you hear an album where you think something new is being discovered, but like you have just this ability to pluck out these notes and these sort of like undertones of the song that it's my favorite thing about Martin Sexton. He's a singer-songwriter, and I've seen him live a couple times, and all of his songs, he really never sings them the same way twice. He'll harmonize with himself the second time and find a totally different song. You kind of do that. You just have the ability to take a song we all know and, you know, as they say on American Idol, make it your own.
Yeah, I would have a little anxiety if I were you because so many people have made Christmas albums. So many legends have made them. And you've got to take these songs that everyone knows and you somehow got to put it through the Leslie filter and make it something new. I would imagine you don't just enter it going like, oh, I'm going to fucking crush this. Hit record.
No. And actually, the first one, because I've put out 2 Christmas albums now. They're very different vibes. But the first one got such a wonderful response. It's called Simply Christmas, quite frankly, because Christmas was all we could afford. You know, so it is very sparse in its arrangements and its approach because we didn't know anybody in music. All I could offer up was like some sincerity, a sentiment.
It was your garage band album.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the response to that album was, I mean, I got to tell you, right after like Hamilton and my episode of Armchair Expert, like that Simply Christmas is the thing that I hear about the most in my career. And so anyway, I knew that this is something that people like to hear from me. So, you know, we at least knew that going in, but that album was extraordinarily difficult to make, you know, because I was still also discovering who I wanted to be on vinyl, and it was Christmas music and stuff. So I recorded that album probably like 3 whole times. You know, I would record it, go back and listen to it, like, nope, we got to do it all again. That's shit. We got to do it all again. This one came out a lot more easily because I know myself more.
Well, you had some confidence from the last one. Yeah.
I wrote a couple songs on this one. Snow is a song I wrote. Heaven and Earth is a song that I wrote. The response to that means a lot because it's a Christmas tune, but it's personal. I was thinking about Joseph in that manger, right? Were you in the delivery room for your kids, Dax?
Oh, unfortunately. I'm teasing. It was 2 C-sections, and I was not prepared to see my wife have full surgery in front of me and see her organs. But alas, those babies did come out.
He
and
calls
it was
my
heaven.
autopsy.
Yeah,
he witnessed
they were
my autopsy.
doing an autopsy on her. Like, I'm like, did they just pull her liver out? Where's the baby?
No, that's a little different. Yet Joseph didn't witness a C-section birth, but I was imagining that all dads in the delivery room, you know, if you happen to believe that story about the manger and the birth of the, you know, what Christmas anyway is about.
Yeah.
The high holy day of the Christian holiday. If you happen to believe that all dads feel like Joseph, a little helpless, we're witnessing a miracle, but there's really nothing we can do.
Well, we're not doing shit. And they're like almost dying in front of you.
100, they have to face their death. They have to face their fucking death in order to bring life into the world. It is extraordinary and humbling. Anyway, so I wrote a song about it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like watching people carry a couch up a stairwell, and you're just like at the bottom. Like, okay, I'm going to sit in this couch when it gets up there, but I'm going to do nothing to get it up there.
It is exactly like that. It is exactly like that. It changed my life and gave me a deeper respect for my wife, but also womankind. And it's crazy. We don't have an equivalent. Men do not have, and there's nothing we have to face our death to do.
I keep jumping off motorcycles in an attempt.
Right.
Sorry, I'm drinking olive oil straight because I'm prepping for a colonoscopy. Hope you're getting them. So I can't eat today. So I'm drinking raw olive oil and I lost my voice.
He has a mug full of olive oil in front of him right now, and he just took a big swig, and that's why he's too slippery to even speak to you.
He's all lubed up
Yeah.
on the inside.
You could put a camera down there, no problem.
I got to do that with Chad, right? Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
kind of lower the age of that. I'm not 40, but I mean, Chad was barely older than I.
Yeah, like if you're in a position to get it, then I think why not? Other than it's miserable prepping, but other than
I
that.
offered to give it to him. I said, I got a very small GoPro. I had bought a ton of olive oil in anticipation for his request. He said, no, I'm going to go to something called a licensed physician, I guess.
I mean, the DIY approach does appeal to me, but probably in more of a sexual setting
Sure.
than
Yeah.
a medical setting.
I get that.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't, and look, I'm down for anything wild, but I do not allow cameras in the bedroom. So we're at an impasse.
That's right.
I got
You
it.
know?
So yeah, you said I will use the GoPro, but it's not going to be in the bedroom.
It cannot be. No.
It has to be public.
Yeah.
It has to be in the living room.
Yes.
With the children watching.
I got it.
So, Leslie, what song are you going to sing for us? I
Yo.
couldn't be more excited to hear you sing.
I'm going to sing. Let me make sure. This is my band in the new world. So let me just make sure these guys are ready to go. Guys, are you ready?
Oh, wow.
1 second. I'm going to find my holiday backing tracks. Here they go. Okay, I'm ready to go when you are.
Oh, we're ready.
We're ready.
Well, let me unbutton my pants. And then
Okay,
we'll be ready.
I know you're all lubed up on the inside. Okay, so I was so excited to do this one on the album. I hope that this one feels like, while the first one is like sentimental and honest and all that stuff, it's a little moody. You know, this album, I hope that people can hear the joy. You know, I wanted this album to feel joyful from the top of it. This song makes me so happy. I hope it makes you guys happy. It's our version of Last Christmas. Here we go. Let's go.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Once bitten and twice shy, I'll keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas. I've been sent it with a note saying I love you, I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away.
You dance?
Crowded room, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you, and you're so advised. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on me. I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. Now, face on the lover with a fire in his heart. My man undercover, but you tore him apart. Now I found a real love, you never fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears.
Oh man.
Oh, Lord.
My goodness.
Lord. We just got the platinum package. To have this privileged point of view where he was looking right, I think, into my eyes, not either of yours.
Well, that's the beauty of the glasses. You never know who he's looking at. He could be looking at
don't
all of
know.
us.
Leslie, whose eyes were you looking into?
All three of you, for sure.
Oh my God,
Listen,
you're so talented.
This is a George Michael special, and George Michael loved everybody. We all know that. George Michael
sure
was,
did.
yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs.
Yeah.
So good. And then you just go to all these places. Oh, God. I was on fire. The ladies are quiet.
We're taking it in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're
You
kind
know,
of maybe recovering.
It was an intimate experience for us.
Big time.
Intention is so important. Intention is so important. Like, I wanted this album to bring people joy, and I wanted it to feel like a gift. And I can't tell you how anytime that comes back to me, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, that's all I wanted.
You got me big time.
Yeah, delicious.
What are you going to do this Christmas? You got big plans? You going to stay in the sunshine? You going to go somewhere with snow? What are you going to do?
We're going to stay right here. And then top of the new year, we have a new baby coming in March, a little guy, a little boy's coming. We're also going to move my parents out here from the East Coast.
Okay.
It's time to bring them closer. This world's too crazy, man, and we just, time's not promised. So that's like a dream come true. Both of those, second baby and my parents coming out. So we got a lot to just process and appreciate this bit of quiet.
Yeah.
This version, we have one baby already.
Yeah.
We're just going to lock in this version of quiet before it gets crazier next year.
Yeah. It is true what they say where 1 is 1, 2 is 10, and then 3 is 5.
And Merry Christmas.
And that's called baby math, Merry Christmas.
Because
Got
the oldest takes care of the younger ones if there's 3.
Well, at that
you throw
point,
in
you
the
throw in the
towel.
towel. Yeah,
You don't give a
you
shit.
give up.
The
Everybody
baby has a
consents.
flat head. They stay in the crib the whole time. No one cares. We've already done this pretty good 2 other times.
But at 2,
we're not trying to win a medal.
You're still trying to put in a fair amount of effort, but man, is it split. You just,
Well, when you have the second, you're like, oh my, are we giving this baby the same exact focus we
gotta
gave the
do better.
first one?
We gotta do better.
Yeah, and there's just not enough time in the day.
Damn.
Someone's got to give.
So good luck.
And Happy New Year. I got to say, though, you timed it right because you will be able to leave your house. And that's paramount. Come March.
God.
Yeah, you'll be able to go to like Home Depot and feel like you're on spring break and you take your
Oh
time.
my God, right?
Yes.
Oh man, that's been the toughest part of this whole thing is like, it's not just that you got all this time home with your kid. It's that, no, your kid is home and you can't leave. You can't take him to run errands. You can't just strap him to your back and go, okay, we're just going to go do a bunch of stuff today. And we're going to go visit people. And it's been tough.
Yeah. You're earning your medal. Well, listen, lots of luck. March, very excited. Your album's so great. What's the name of it?
The Christmas album.
The Christmas album.
Simply Christmas is the first one, and
Yes.
then the Christmas album.
Yeah, and buy both.
But
Buy
yeah,
both.
I would say get both.
Get both. Yeah, you won't regret it.
Anywhere albums are sold.
Thank you guys.
All right, Leslie, thanks so much for being a part of our Christmas show, and we hope to talk to you again. It's always so fun.
Love you guys. Thanks.
All right, be good.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Okay, our next guest is, for those of you who may not know her yet, Emmy Raver-Lampman is a very sparkly human being. She is on Umbrella Academy, if you've ever seen it. If you haven't, check it out. It's a very fun show. She's also on Central Park now with us, and she was in the second cast of Hamilton. She's got pipes 4 days. And I haven't seen her other than talking on Marco Polo over this whole quarantine, but she's been in Australia. So she's actually getting up very early for us because I think it's like 8 a.m. in Australia. But she's there because she's shooting a really cool movie, which is sort of like her first big movie, which makes me very excited because I just think she's so unbelievably talented. And I'm excited for everyone to know her name.
Yay, Emmy.
Emmy!
Hello.
Good morning, girl.
Hi.
What time is it there?
It is 8:16.
Where is there?
On Christmas morning?
I am in the future. I am in Melbourne, Australia.
Ooh.
Yes.
Now, how are you liking Melbourne?
I love it. First of all, there's 0 COVID. I think we're on day 38 of not a single case.
Wow.
They've rolled back all the mask restrictions and everything is open, and not everything. I think like bowling alleys and nightclubs and stuff are still closed, but movie theaters are open, restaurants. Yeah.
Did you go
It's
see the
wild.
Nolan movie that we can't see?
I haven't gone yet. I just now am coming up on some free time.
Do you still have to wear masks on set?
Yeah, we're still getting tested weekly, but only weekly. I had to like seek out the COVID lady the other day. I was like, it's been 8 days since I've been tested. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. We seem to have missed you. I mean, it's just so lax. It's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
it's like the opposite of what's happening in the States. I feel so tethered where I have like a foot in America where I'm watching, my family and my loved ones going through what's happening in the States. And then I'm in a country where it like doesn't exist. It's such a juxtaposition of those two things.
Yeah, we record with a guy named David Ferrier. He's a journalist in New Zealand, and we see him once a week. And yeah, he's out on dates. They're going to the movies. It doesn't exist there.
No, you still have to wear masks inside, like if you go into the grocery store or when you first walk into a restaurant. And then once you sit down, you can take it off. But apparently, maybe today, this Monday, that's even going away. It's like every week there's less and less restrictions. It's so wild.
Oh, wow.
Emmy took over as Molly on Central Park and is amazing. And she's also on Umbrella Academy, but she's also shooting a very cool Liam Neeson movie right now in Australia. But do you find that like there's a lot more production there because it's safer?
I think so. There's a lot of stuff up in the Gold Coast that's shooting, and there's a lot of stuff in Sydney. And my flight over here was almost full of actors in the business flying over to start shooting stuff. Coincidentally enough, a friend of mine, something in my soul told me to text her when I was in quarantine in Sydney. And I texted her, I was like, hey, babe, miss you. How are you? She was like, oh, fine, just surviving quarantine in Sydney. And I was like, what? And we were in the same hotel.
Oh, wow. How fun.
And I had no idea, but of course couldn't see each other. But like every night we would FaceTime and have like a happy hour. And she's like 10 floors above me. But it just was so bizarre. And another friend of mine just happened to be on the same flight. So a lot of people are coming this direction and stuff. So it's just been wild.
Okay, so I know you're not single, but with that said, are you feeling Liam Neeson's rhythm? Because Kristen worked with him and she claims he has extraordinary rhythm.
Rhythm for singing?
No. You're like, there's a visceral, primal rhythm happening here.
Oh, yeah. I do believe that, though. I genuinely am enjoying working with him so much. And the majority of my scenes and stuff in this movie are with him. And he's such a pro. And he's been doing it for so long. And it's effortless. But he's also so warm, and knowing that I'm still such a newbie. And this is kind of my first big studio movie. I've never done a movie at this scale before. And he's just so sweet. And he's such a goof, which I just love. And we just laugh a lot. And he's such a great acting partner. But he definitely has a presence that's like undeniable. When he like walks on set.
Yeah, when you're with him, do you also in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, if a saber-tooth tiger comes out of the woods, I'm good. Liam's on it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm not concerned.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. What kind of what kind of childhood Christmas experience did you have? Were you a big Christmassy household? Do you love this time of year?
I am. As you can see, just the three of you, but there is a baby Christmas tree.
I see it.
It was literally the first thing I bought. I got here, I went to the grocery store, and I walked directly into the Christmas section. I was like, I may be away from home, but I will not be without a very small Christmas tree.
And do they do it up in Melbourne? Is there like decorations everywhere?
Yeah. Well, you know what's weird, though, is being from the Northern Hemisphere, I've only ever celebrated Christmas in some sort of cold weather.
Right.
And it's summer. It's turning into summer here. So it's so bizarre being in it's like people are out in shorts and then you go into the grocery store and like Christmas music is playing and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
First of all, it's December. When did that happen? And second of all, it's Christmas. I feel like I decided to go to Hawaii for Christmas. I'm just so used to having layers and stuff and hearing Christmas music, especially because I lived in New York for 11 years. So a cold Christmas is what I'm used to. But my mom is a very, very, very big Christmas
Christmas queen
person. Yeah, Christmas queen, absolute Christmas queen.
Same.
That rubbed off on me. The second the Halloween candy was all distributed, out came the Christmas boxes. So for Thanksgiving,
as
the
it
house
should
was
be.
already ready. And yeah. Christmas is one day. That's not enough. You have to celebrate for 2 months, I think.
Me too. So will you be singing Mecca Kaliki Hi Ha or however you say this song?
Melikaniki Maka.
Is the thing you say on a bright Melbourne Christmas day.
Every Christmas, we used to go to church on Christmas Eve and I used to sing Silent Night. Almost my whole childhood, I would go and turn out all the lights and pass out candles. And for like the candlelit part of the Christmas service, it's like such a fond memory I have.
Were you singing in an official capacity, or everyone in the church was singing, or you were a part of the choir?
I just would go up for a solo. I wasn't a part of the choir. I would sing like 2 verses and then like the congregation would then join. It was kind of like while the flame was getting passed through the whole church.
Now, when you're the person that's emanating all that, does that preclude you from getting goosebumps? Or while you're singing it and witnessing that and the chorus comes in, are you not with us, or are you with us in that?
Oh, totally.
Oh, good.
For a lot of my live performing, I do go into like a full blackout and I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of my body's way of like fight or flight. I just kind of am in the moment and then I step off stage and I'm like, did that happen? I don't remember.
Sure.
When I left my parents' house, I was in college and would just come home to visit for Christmas. I was in the reverse seat where I was watching from the other side of it. But I really, really strongly remember always standing up on stage and watching the flame of these candles make its way through the whole congregation.
Did anyone ever catch on fire? Because when we did that at my church, I was so nervous. There were so many shaky grandparent hands
some people
taking
can't
the
be
flame,
trusted.
and I was like, "This is dangerous."
Some people can't be trusted.
No,
100%.
you can't put a.
I think people would get a paper tray at the bottom of the
Yes,
candle.
like that's gonna do anything.
But then sometimes it doesn't catch the wax.
No.
So like people would
hand it,
burn
and you're like,
themselves with hot wax.
And I don't want to be a stickler for science, but the paper tray is an incendiary device.
100%.
Yeah.
None of it's a good idea.
They got a can of gasoline in the corner in case they got to extinguish a fire.
And the church is old. The pews are antique. All is set up for disaster.
It's a tinderbox. It's a Christmas tinderbox. Now, what are you going to sing for us?
Silent Night.
Oh, good.
Okay. Here we go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, oh, the love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Oh,
my goodness.
I'm going to tell you something. I would be happy to be engulfed in flames to hear that live. I would be smiling as I turned to ash. The goosebumps would turn to char.
That was incredible.
Oh my God, you guys are so kind. I got to bring you guys to every audition and recording session I have.
We'll be your hype. We'll be your
yeah.
your fluffers, your hype crew. If we can just follow
Party
you
poppers.
around, and then like once in a while, turn around and like look at us and sing "Satisfied" or something, and then just like that's our payment. That's our payment.
Well, I also suggest that we could stand behind whoever's in charge of hiring you. So you'd be seeing our face, which would be elated. And then Kristen's a musical genius as well. So if she could see that you were about to not hit, and then you just plug the ears of the person, they'd be mad at Kristen, and then unplug when you get back in the sweet spot. So that's also a service we provide.
Just some Hamilton songs once and again. That's all we're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a little Hamilton karaoke once in a while. You got it.
Well, Emmy, thank you so much for getting up early.
I know.
Oh my gosh, of course.
So
Thank
nice
you for
to
asking
see
me to be a
you.
part of this. I love Christmas so much, and I am going to be alone this Christmas. So this is very nice to just talk about it and see Christmas sweaters, honestly.
When are you home?
I'm home the first week of January.
Oh, so you're doing Christmas there?
Yeah. Doing Christmas in Australia.
You gonna have some shrimp on the beach?
Everybody loves prawns here, and also prawns, not shrimp.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Everybody loves a prawn.
Well, may you have a ginormous prawn on the beach
I
December
can't wait.
25th. And wear like a green and red bathing suit, maybe, is what you could
Yeah, that's a good idea. I got to get shopping. I got to get on it. My Santa suit.
do. Yeah, Santa swimsuit.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for asking me to join you.
Yeah.
Yay, that was so wonderful. I'm so
Yes.
grateful. And
Absolutely. Anytime.
again, Central Park,
Oh God, yeah.
best cartoon in the biz.
Yeah.
The best in the biz.
Best in the biz.
Umbrella Academy, also one of the best in the biz.
And what's the name of the Liam Neeson movie?
It's called Blacklight.
Black Light.
Blacklight.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what they use to expose semen, blood,
Seminal fluids.
Yes,
Yep.
you know.
Indeed, they do.
It's a metaphor. You guys will be exposing things, I assume. And
Yes. Oh,
ooh,
indeed. I see what you did there.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas. Thank you so
Merry
much.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
I hope we get to do this
Bye.
again.
Love you, Emmy.
Bye. Love you.
She's such a beautiful singer. It's crazy.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. What a beautiful voice. My God. It does not hurt that it's coming out of that face either.
It's
I
not
hate to always-
fair.
I know her face is that's just her face.
Yeah. That's
like
her
that's
face.
just how it's shaped.
Well, the
8
combo.
a.m.
It's so pleasing.
The combo. It's not
It's like
fair.
it's like Lewis Hamilton. I call
Yeah.
bullshit. You can't be the best driver of all time and also be the hottest driver of all time. That doesn't make sense.
Well, some people
No, he's
can't.
not as. We like Danny better.
Well, Danny's hotter, but
yeah, Danny's hotter.
You're so hot, Danny.
Danny, we love you.
Danny. I can't wait to see you in Austin with Monica.
God, Danny.
I'll try not to interject so much, but it'll be hard.
I do want to say, just to touch on it, because obviously it was a big year for everyone, but it was a big year for us. There was a really big thing that happened this year
Yeah, there was a relapse.
that we all overcame as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say I'm grateful that we got through it, that you got through it,
Yeah.
getting through it.
Well, I'll say it again. I can't imagine having to admit that to other people and feeling as safe as I did that you guys wouldn't hate me. I hated me at that point. And so to be able to tell you guys and feel unconditionally loved and that I would be accepted was really special. It saved my life.
Wow. I feel really grateful and honored that you felt you could trust me. I'll speak for me. I know you feel like you can trust Kristen, but I feel grateful that I was allowed into the inner circle.
I would like to thank all parties involved because I am so appreciative of being able to go through every flavor of emotion with Monica, and also to have you, the father of my children, be so able to be honest even at your most shameful moments is what saves you. Nobody saved you but you, and your courage and boldness to say, I feel like I'm slipping, or I did slip, and I need to be honest before it gets worse. And I'm just grateful to all parties involved. I think we did a really good job, team.
Me too.
Rob, thanks for letting me detox at your house that one day. That was the day we left Rob's house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that drive away from Rob's house. It is very not unlike Christmas tree shopping 2020. It'll be scorched into my brain.
As will mine. I remember I've never had a patient who should be in the hospital detoxing in my bedroom. I've never experienced that before. And the sheets. Whew,
Oh boy,
the sheet changes.
The Brook linens were
The
coming hot and
sweats.
fast.
The Brook linens
They got
were
attached.
Brook wetters. They were. You know what they were? They were wet linens.
Yes.
Speaking of Brook
And-
linen, they have a cashmere set that I really want.
Wait a minute.
ask them
Write
for
it down.
I got my mom them for
You
Christmas.
did?
I did.
Oh, what a good
Wait, a
song.
cashmere sheet set?
Mhm.
Stop.
Yes.
They're like heathered.
Yes, I want that.
Oh, can you imagine how pissed you'd be if I had soiled some cashmere seats?
I would.
Oh, that's true. Don't use cashmere if you're going to
For your
detox.
detox.
No,
Detoxing.
because
Yeah.
it's just the sweats are too much.
Extreme.
They are extreme.
I just stopped sleeping in a bodysuit, if you notice. I just went back to boxers like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I figured I had to put on a bodysuit to protect the sheets. I was
Yeah.
waking up so cold because I was just doused in water.
And your body was sweating it out.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Look, that's just, you can overcome stuff. Things can be thrown at you, curveballs, crazy things, and you can overcome them, and you can still, love is just around the corner. And there's
I feel guilty
never been
saying
proved
this.
more by this group.
But I still loved this year immensely. I loved this year.
I think
had
we're
a great year.
We're very lucky to
Very.
say that
Yeah.
because we're not out of work and we're not looking at eviction and we're not struggling to put food on the table. And I think staying yes, I think we
I'm
should.
saying though, even with like 2 surgeries and a relapse
Yeah,
and shame
yeah.
spiral and all this stuff,
Yeah.
still a great year for me.
Lots of things to learn from it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've learned how cool our community is because you guys know I love to get on Nextdoor. I mean, I'm all over Nextdoor. It's really my East LA housewives because people get catty and they fight, but they're also like really cute and cool. And a woman the other day just posted, she's like, just want to share my Christmas lights with you. And I was like,
that's
oh.
sweet.
I was so proud of our community to rally. Like, I know where all the free food fridges are. I know where the pantries are. And they are our neighbors who have put bookshelves outside their doors and are just putting dried pasta, salt, things that people would need. And then there's community fridges. And then guess what, you guys? Speaking of community fridges that no one was, did you know they're everywhere? I just donated from I was going to tell you this, mutual account.
Sure. I find this out all the time.
Some
New
money
info.
to, there's a Chicago community fridge. I'm blanking on the name of it, but you can look them up and they actually have people that maintain these big fridges and they put fresh fruits, fresh vegetables,
awesome.
milks in there and people can come and take them. And it's sort of the honor system. If you need it, you take it and they stock it once a week. And especially in a time like this, that's what we should be doing for each other, you know?
And would
Yeah.
you say when you donate with my credit card without asking me that's part of the honor system?
Well, here's what I know is that we split it 50-50. And
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I know I'll always tell you. And if
Yeah.
you ever were like, I
I've
don't
never
want to
cared.
communicate,
I've
I don't
never
want to
cared.
contribute to that, then I would just simply refund your money. I offer a full refund. The only thing I'm not refunding are these kids because I can't.
Did you lose the credit card after?
No, I donated my credit card, but it gets paid out of our mutual account.
Well, also, you have hit the limit on certain donations at places, and then my credit card comes into the mix.
Well, I need to, when there is a limit
There's like-
on my credit card, when I hit it,
or
when
even
I'm
like
giving-
political donation. Like there'll be like a political donation limit.
I'll
and
say
then-
like, yeah, I wanted to support MJ Hagar. I know her well, and she was running for Senate, and she's awesome. She's a former fighter pilot, but there are limits, and I get it. And that I wanted to donate, more than I think it's $2,800, and I said, honey, can I borrow your credit card?
Well, no, that's not what happens. What happens is I'll either get a thank you letter, like a thank you email for my donation, and I go, oh, wow, I didn't realize I donated. Or on the ranch, I had bumped into someone who was like, oh, so grateful for you and your wife for donating blank, blank, blank. And I was like, yes, we were happy to do so.
Look, if the biggest problem you've got is that I'm giving so much money to
No.
charity, it's like,
Hey, I'm not complaining. It's comical.
yeah.
It's comical to bump into people and go, thanks for your contribution.
I just think if you have a lot of money, if you're overpaid and you're not pretending to be Santa Claus all year round, what the fuck are you doing?
It's a missed opportunity.
It is a missed opportunity. I
agree.
love playing Santa Claus.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
You do get a boost. I agree.
I get such a high from it. It's like somebody needs something. You got cash in the bank. You're overpaid. Buy it for them.
So there's got to be people in the audience that are more like me, which is I don't get a high from it, but I do it anyways, which you can also do.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to when you ran out of money. You hit your limit on your Venmo
On my
to
Venmo.
buy a car.
That's right.
So we helped you out.
You sure did. You guys were there in a pinch.
You said, I need whatever
Send this
it was.
turkey $3,000 a pop.
Right. I got to have it in by 6 p.m. And literally the response from us was, this is for a car, correct?
It was like days after a relapse.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah, hit this guy up in Eagle Rock. He needs $6,000. Don't worry about it. But it was $8,000 all in for just a beautiful 1980 Fox body station wagon in immaculate condition. That's now, and you're welcome, Monica. It's adorning your garage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you
Thank
brought
you.
a boy over on a date and you took him down there, he'd be like, "Damn, girl, you got a fucking mint Fox body."
What are you charging him for that parking spot?
I think it's coming
Good
out in the watch with all the
question.
stuff that was on the porch for like 4 months. So we were storing her treadmill for about 4 months.
But to be fair to me, you bought
it was
me
a
that
gift.
present and then did not deliver it to my home.
Oh, that's a really good way to look at it.
Life is complex.
It is.
That's a solid counterpoint. Well, let's talk to our resident soul expert, Bob Mervak, and have him take us out as he is the one who should.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long till Bob? 3 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, well, listen, I would like to sing a song. It's going to annoy Monica, but I'm going to push
Never
through.
stopped you before.
Okay, generally I sing a little bit of the song, but I'd like to try to sing the whole song this year. Is everyone up for that?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I got my lyrics. Okay. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, run down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the reins. Bells all ringing and children singing all in merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells ring, ring, jingling, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus on tonight. Come Santa,
Oh my God.
Santa, right down Santa Claus Lane. I go around and things ring out, it's Christmas time again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the light. So let's give thanks to the Lord above. Oh, Santa Claus coming tonight. Oh, Santa Blitzen.
There they are.
Oh, good. You saved us. So here's something I underestimated. My fucking nearsightedness has gotten so shitty, I couldn't read the lyrics with the phone close enough to the fucking microphone to also have the music.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Bobby, did you hear some of that?
Huh? Me?
Yeah. Did you hear my song?
I didn't. Guys, what a surprise.
Oh, my God. So nice to be joined by you. I had just sung Elvis's Here Comes Santa Claus.
Are you going to sing it?
I just did.
I don't think we can go through it again, Bob.
No, I don't think anyone could handle a second round of it.
Nope.
But I just want
missed all of
to
it.
I want to remind you how just the most important part of it is it goes, oh, comes Santa, oh, comes Santa.
That's good.
It seems like something you would like too. Do you like those Elvis Christmas songs?
I adore them. Oh, is there another one? Oh, yeah, no, I guess there's Blue Christmas, right?
Yeah, well, he's got a whole
Like
album.
a bunch of them.
Oh, blue.
He's always about to throw up in the beginning.
right. It's kind of right on the edge. Gagging.
Bobby, are you in the holiday spirit over there? And
Oh, I sure am. Yeah, it's fucking cold. I should put a sweatshirt on.
Yeah, no, please. We're dressed for the frigid temp.
Monica, you're in PJs.
Yeah, I'm in
Me-
MeUndies.
Oh, all right. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
In she-undies.
She-undies.
She and she undies.
They're very comfortable, 3 times softer than cotton.
Micromodal. You would know.
No, I love it. No, Michigan's great. We just got a Christmas tree yesterday and put it up and the whole deal. Played records.
Oh, like Bing Crosby, vinyl?
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Can you imagine growing up in the house of a musical genius? Like his children are getting this education that you could only dream of. Of course, ours are too.
No,
I saw
not
you
near.
cross-eyed.
Oh no, I was
Oh.
looking at you in agreement because no, I don't know nearly as much as Bob does on the music education front for sure.
Well, my daughter revealed yesterday that music isn't her purpose. She told me.
Oh wow!
She said that drawing is her purpose.
That's okay.
So yeah, so I guess I'm out.
Yeah, none of my kids seem to want to be race car drivers, so I feel you.
What?
Bob, what is your personal attachment to Christmas? Is it one of your favorite holidays? What was your tradition in your family? Was it wholesome and Bing Crosby-esque?
It was. You know, my dad grew up with kind of a shoddy situation, and I think he really wanted to make it like a Norman Rockwell sort of thing. And so it was very idyllic.
It was art directed.
Yeah. And I grew up with a lot of religion, so that was the center of it, and I had to unlearn a lot of that stuff. But I do like Christmas. Christmas to me is like guiltily indulging in all things nostalgic. It's like a total nostalgia boner all over the place, and I just go for it.
Yeah.
And you had a really big household growing up.
Yeah. 6 kids. So there was 8 in the house total.
Yeah, and then the ferrets. Remember the ferrets?
Yeah.
You had 2 ferrets in your basement, which we loved.
They smell so good, and they make the room smell so good.
Yeah. I think Kristen named one Stink, just straight up.
The stink.
The Stink.
The other one we couldn't find, so.
Right.
So, Bobby, what kind of songs are you going to sing to us?
Well, KB and I did like some Marco Polo rehearsing yesterday, and we put some together.
Let's do our song now.
Well, and I'll just remind everyone, and in case anyone's forgot, when we interviewed Bob, we went through this, but the shared history of Kristen and Bob, of course, is that they were best friends in high school, and they used to perform together. They would do weddings. They would not rule out a funeral. They were a team. They were a creative singing duet.
Yeah.
It was always pretty effortless with us two. Like even my wife, I love singing with, and she's got impeccable pitch. But when I harmonize with Kristen, it's weird. It's like blood harmony, and it's always been super easy. And like even as we were doing it yesterday, it was just kind of bizarre.
That's what happens when you go through puberty alongside someone else. You go through all that weird stuff.
We would always sync up.
We synced up.
This makes me think of a funny story I think you'll like, Bob. It's a 2-second story. It has nothing to do with Christmas, but you know, the other person that claims that they've never wanted to have sex with Kristen is Ryan Hansen. And so the other day I said to Ryan Hansen, he's like, oh, I just could never have sex with Kristen. And I go, okay. I said, well, for $1 million, would you? And he goes, yeah. And then I go, for 100? And he goes, yeah.
Like it doesn't pique his interest, but it doesn't repulse him or anything, the idea.
Well, I think
I
it
guess
was
if
just very
there's cash
telling
on the
that if
table-
it only took $100 to want to have sex with her, I just think it was a little bit telling.
Right, because that's a balance, because I'm picturing somebody in the room kind of scared of your wrath and talking about how desperately they don't want to sleep with Kristen, but then Kristen kind of like tearing up in the corner at how many people don't want to sleep with her.
Oh, wow.
Thanks,
This is-
Bobby. See, this is why he's my best friend, because he's thoughtful.
I guess I'm the bad guy in this story, but sure. Sure.
Yeah.
But you believe that all males and females would want to have sex
No.
with each other.
I think all males. I don't think all females
okay,
want to have
okay,
sex
okay.
with everyone. Bob, how much to have sex with Kristen? The holidays are here.
Jesus,
You're going to be
Dax,
buying a lot of
it's
presents.
Christmas.
God,
What's
I
the
don't know. I
price?
mean,
What's your bottom?
in a hypothetical world, I'm not married.
Yeah. Or is like, you know what? You know, for the money, it's okay. $100?
Yeah, $100. I think for sure.
Oh my God, I like this. Okay.
You can do a lot of things on Amazon with $100. A lot of there's a lot you can do.
So 2 meals out in
If
Michigan.
you just get through it, there's a lot you can do with that $100, is what we're both saying.
Right. If you PayPal me the $100, send it friends and family. Don't fucking do the thing where it takes out $9 out of the $100 or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
No, it'll be, I'll actually put $100 in your hand.
Yeah, I don't want fees taken out.
No. There'll
Or
be no
it's off.
transactional fees.
Okay.
So what song are you guys going to sing and why'd you choose it?
It's one that is a duet. I really wanted to sing with Bob. We don't get to do that very often, so I'll jump at the opportunity. And it's one that I don't hear very often. It's not, a most popular one, but Little Drummer Boy with Peace on Earth, which is what Bing Crosby did with David Bowie.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's party. Ready?
They told me,
child must be made to care enough for his fellow man, to give all the love that he can. I pray my wish will come true for my child and your child too. They'll see the day of glory. See the day when men of good will live in peace again. Peace on earth. Can it be? Can it be?
Yay!
Damn.
Beautiful. Beautiful, guys.
Guys,
God, wow, what fun.
What fun.
I want you guys to somehow be Sonny and Cher and like do some small cocktail lounges.
Oh, I would
Great.
do that in a heartbeat with you, Bubbo.
Can we plan this? Can we do a tour now that we have a bus?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we could just like open for Armchair and do like a lounge gig?
Yeah, Armchair Expert tour, but like a bar gig in every town that we visit.
Armchair Expert.
Bar
A
chair
bar-
expert.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bar stool expert.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would love to see you guys do that for real.
I would do that.
Can we put
in a
this on the
heartbeat.
New Year's resolutions list?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
barn door expert.
In Big
Backdoor
Brown.
expert.
Big Brown expert.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Load into Big Brown and just hit the fucking road.
What's Big Brown?
Big Brown is the motorhome I'm flying to pick up this week.
Oh, wow. Is that like a fecal reference or?
No, it's an enormous motorhome that is painted brown. And so originally it was going to be the Whalen Express, but now it's been more affectionately named Big Brown.
And it's going to be sitting in our front yard,
It's a proper tour bus. It's
gonna
45 feet long.
right outside the front window.
Yeah. I learned recently that you can't, just speaking of Big Brown, you are not allowed to poop on the tour bus. And if you do, you get fined. Like literally, it's kind of a standard, it's like a contractual thing on every tour. Yeah, you pee. And then number 2 happens at road stops and stuff. So you can pee in the tour bus because that's that can't be held. But no, you'll get fined.
Are you trying to tell me that you think Bob Seger didn't shit in his tour bus?
Well, I think Bob shat in his jet is what happened, but the band kind of argued over it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that for the band, not to be like a caste system, but I definitely could see where the Silver Bullet Band can't crap in there, but Bob can.
Right. What you get to put in the toilet depends on your seniority and stuff.
Yes. Okay, so what's the next song you guys are going to sing? Or Bob, are you going to sing one solo that we'll just be able to listen to?
Yeah, sure. You want to do that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love listening to you sing.
Me too.
It's my favorite part of our live shows is when Bob plays before the show.
Best part.
We always have anxiety and nerves, and then Monica and I sit next to each other and we listen to Bob sing, and then somewhere in the middle of it, it all erodes, and we're just so happy to be a part of the whole thing that it, for me, clicks my mind into, oh, this is all about this.
Yeah.
That's a special responsibility that I have.
Well, I shouldn't have told you. You'd probably be nervous next time.
Well, I get nervous before those too. I kind of psych myself out. But then there was that one we were doing that Monica Potter show where generally I can talk myself out of it. But Rob said that she was sitting backstage and she came up and whispered in Rob's ear while I was playing. She was like, "That guy really fucking sucks."
No.
She was joking.
Oh.
What did she?
I'm like, that sounds very un-Monica Potter.
I know.
Right, but Rob was so excited to tell me.
Sure.
What are you going to hit us with next, Bobby?
This is one of my favorites. Lyrically, I don't like reading lyrics as I perform, as an integrity thing. But I did write myself some notes here because there's so many words. But I love this. It's about a challenging person, kind of a despicable person, kind of a strengthening. And I know that everything I know about the Armchair Creed is that there's a lot going on emotionally and developmentally. There aren't really bad people, but this is debatable here.
Oh.
I love
Let me ask you a
this.
question. Would you touch him with a 39.5-foot pole?
Don't ruin this for me.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus, as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a vile one, Mr. Grinch. You've got termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. Oh, you're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stank, stunk. Mr. Grinch, you're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato splotched with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable. Mangled up, entangled up knots. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nos. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
What a delight!
Thank you, folks. I was cracking up because I was looking at your faces.
Well, I could see you were doing a physical action to get yourself there emotionally. It was a good actor trick.
3 words
Yeah.
that best describe you.
It's really hateful the way, the narrator is really trying to hurt the Grinch. He's really trying to break through.
Yeah, tough love.
Yeah, right.
Real tough love. Bob, what a fun song.
So
I would have
fun.
never expected someone to sing that. That's fantastic.
Okay, so I just wanted to do one thing. I would like to give you one of your Christmas presents early,
One of mine.
Dad. I'm going to wrap it here, right
Okay,
here.
wrap it in a
I'm
shirt.
going to hand it to you.
Okay.
And
Reading this
there's a little story
Christmas.
behind it as well.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Check it out.
I'm going to delicately take off the wrapping paper so it can be salvaged.
Okay, thank you.
Which is an Armchair Expert sweatshirt. Okay.
Side click.
Oh my God. It's something you put the Apple TV remote into?
You put your remote into this, and it has them together. And this was invented by 2 mega armcherries. Okay.
No,
yes.
no.
Yes.
What?
Jen and Brett Epstein.
Okay.
They wrote us a letter and it said they are huge armcherries.
Get out of here.
And they love the podcast. They said that's an understatement. They are so in love with you and so in love with Monica. And they saw that I had posted on Instagram your frustration with the remote situation. And they said, hey, we invented something. And they sent us one. And they obviously they sent one for Monica too. But I chose to take it out and give it to you as a Christmas present, even though it's really
So
from
this is Monica's.
Jen and Brett Epstein. No, this is yours.
Okay. And
Monica's
Monica has
got one.
too.
There's everybody's got a separate one.
Let me tell you what this thing does. It consolidates remotes. Sidekick snaps onto your existing streaming remote, allowing you to control the basic functions of your TV, soundbar, Blu-ray, amp, and streaming devices all in one. Simple setup. Use your existing device remotes to program Sidekick. No codes or computers needed.
Side click. Yeah. It's
Sidekick.
cool.
What did I say?
You said sidekick.
Oh, well, I'm going back to my T-Mobile days.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we met, we both had sideys.
We did.
Sidekickies. Boy, could we both barrel through some text
There's
on that.
nothing like typing on that rubber pad.
Oh, man, could we type fast?
But I thought, isn't this cool?
This
that-
is the greatest because my great frustration is when you use your Apple TV remote, you've got to use another remote to operate all the other BS that's going on. And that's going to solve this right quick. What an excellent present.
And armcherries.
Oh my gosh.
Invented by your armcherries.
Thank you, armcherries. Not shocked that the armcherries invent things at all. We have a very, very educated, smart listener base. And I just want to add, if you want to get the side click, it uses the 2nd and 3rd gen remote or the 4th and 5th gen. So all the remotes work. What a great
That is
present.
so sweet.
I feel embarrassed I'm taking too much credit for it because it did come in the mail from your armcherries.
But you delivered it.
You did deliver
I
it.
thought it would be appropriate to give it to you on this Christmas show.
It was extremely appropriate, and I'm going to actually use it this afternoon when I resume my Formula One race. I can't wait.
Okay.
I cannot wait.
And there's one more thing that I want to give you, and this is for both of you. This might be a little bit more for Monica because there's a little bit more of a cynic in Monica. But I thought there aren't really any Christmas songs for this year.
Oh, right.
We're pretending that all of the other ones apply, but this has been a real tough year. And so I said, okay, what can I do? Well, I commissioned a Christmas song.
Oh, wow.
Written by Mr. Robert Brady Mervak.
Oh.
Bobby Brady?
Robert Brady.
We've been putting Bob to the test
This has been
year.
the year of Bob Mervak. Can I just say he's written probably 9 theme songs for us
Oh,
for
my
different
gosh.
shows we've been tinkering with, and everyone's great.
Yeah, no, he
Everyone.
nails it. Well, and here's the thing. I really wanted to use an existing song, so I wanted this to fall into the...
Familiar.
Yeah. So you'd know it when you heard it, but I said, Bob, here's what I want to do. Can you take a stab at this? And then he's like, I can try. I don't know. And then truly 10 minutes later, sent me this.
Oh, my God.
So we'd like to do this for you. Now, I'm going to take one sip of water.
Take many sips. Do you want a sip of olive oil? I got a little left in my pint.
I'm unsure what that would do to me.
Okay. It's got a bite.
Okay, I'm ready. Merry Christmas.
Ooh, we're so excited.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Next year's on its way. Homeboy's got a vaccination on his sleigh. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let the shit show go.
Yes.
Take a beat and think about the things you know. Close your eyes and let out a sigh. 2020's almost gone. You couldn't write the shit we've seen, but So this year will be socially distant. We'll get through it all. Flash a masked smile behind a sneeze guard wall, and have yourself a merry little Christmas
Wow. What a gift.
Oh, you guys put some
What
stink on it.
A gift.
Well, it
Oh,
took
man.
Bob all of 10 minutes.
You put some lipstick on that pig, girl.
Guys, how special.
What a great idea, you two.
I have to say, she did ask me to write that. I'm worried it sounds a little bit too much like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Do you think?
I don't think
No.
so.
You're right.
No.
Okay.
Legally,
All
you're
right,
you're in great territory.
Yeah,
for
no.
sure.
Okay, I'm good.
Wow, what an
Gosh, you guys pull
awesome-
that together in 15 minutes? I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because I know you two, but wow.
I had a quick question about you two. So, honey, you and I have a great rhythm of reading when one person's going to talk and the other person's going to talk, which is hard. And most of the things we do together is like improv interviews or whatever. I have a hunch you and Bob are so connected that when you hear him playing, you must be able to predict like what the length of the pause will be, where he's going to go. Do you guys have that?
Yeah, I
All
would
of it
say
seems
so.
pretty natural.
Yeah.
Let's don't talk while I'm no. That was a perfect example of our symbiotic. Like I said before, it's always been effortless and it always seems really natural, like not something we've had to practice. Whereas I have to practice that very specific thing you're talking about, especially when there's not a groove to adhere to, like when it's more intuitional. It has always seemed to just meet.
And I think that has to do with just being 13 years old at a piano in the back room of my old house on Lincoln and just messing around and you being like, hey, have you heard of Harry Connick Jr.? And me being like, no, will you play some? And then just like the hours we spent musically connecting.
For me, one of the most euphoric feelings in the world, and Monty and I have it, we do a fact check and we can just sit there and we can talk with some kind of weird symbiotic symmetry, and it's so wonderful. And I have it with you when I act, and you guys have that, and it's what a fucking gift to experience on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're lucky.
Yeah. we're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby, thanks so much for being a part of this. Happy Christmas.
Oh,
Happy
Bob.
New Year.
What a year.
Merry Christmas, and I'm tickled to be here. This has been one of the greatest days of my entire life. No,
I
this
don't know
was
if people
great.
know that you hold the title of Minister of Soul on Armchair Expert, but you are the Minister of Soul, so
Armchair Expert pastor.
resident pastor.
Right. No, thank you guys so much for having me. I was delighted to do this, and I don't get to play Christmas songs out and holiday music out or do much of anything out. So it was really delightful. And I was going to tear up listening to Kristen do that, bring such joy to that arrangement.
Well, I love you guys. Grateful for all of you.
Thanks, Bob.
Mervak, we love you.
Love you. Merry Christmas, you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
You're not a Grinch. I fucking love Bob Mervak.
Me too.
I know he's your soulmate. I know he's your musical soulmate.
Yeah.
He belongs to you first and foremost.
But I'm happy to share him. There's so much of Bob to go around, and he's just such an effervescent human being. He always has been. That's why I gravitated towards him immediately in high school. I was like, oh, yeah, you're my guy.
Well, and he and I have a special thing. I'm not a musician, but the way we talk to come up with these theme songs, the like nuggets I'll give him that he then does exactly how I imagined, there is some kind of spiritual connection as well with Bob.
I love the Armchair and Dangerous new themes. Armchair
Me
and
too.
Dangerous. I have it
But
in my head
nothing
a
will
lot.
ever compare with Monica. Monica don't like. Monica don't like boys.
That was this year
Monica
too. Oh my
loves boys.
Just don't like.
Just don't like boys. He loves boys. Yeah, and I tell him, like, I want you to take the song, I don't like reggae, Oh no, I love it. That was one clue number one. And then the next one was Joe Jackson. So imagine that song and Joe Jackson, and also think of like an 80s wonderful sitcom theme song. And then he shit that right out.
My goodness.
He's always been like that, though. He's always been able to come up with stuff on the fly and improv on those keys, really tickle those ivories.
Oh, you can tickle him.
And we have a lot of new stuff coming up next year. So Bob is writing a lot of stuff for us.
Yeah.
Also, one of them has to do with mommy.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm very excited. Miniature Mouse invited me into the fold to maybe be on one of these microphones. We'll see, but
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, but it also is
Is
happening. So get excited.
And Wendy Mogul's happening.
Yeah.
And a contest, our first ever contest.
That's right.
With best friend Aaron Weekly and Charlie Curtis.
That's right. Perfect 10 Charles.
And then the same Monday, Thursday, you've always enjoyed thus far unchanged.
the Armcharies have been craving more for a while because what you really guys, you do have a cult. It's a wonderful one. I can't wait until you guys start, I don't know, whatever they did on Wild Wild Country, but it's at the point in the documentary right now where everything's safe and you're watching the first episode and you're going, I would totally be an Armchair.
That's right.
It hasn't
That's
gone off the rails
It
yet.
has not gone off the rails, but you guys
But
have
it will.
so much for that. You know how
It's
many
inevitable.
times I'm shooting this movie right now, we just wrapped, called Queen Pins with Kirby Howell Baptiste, who I've worked with forever. And our main producer, Brianne, this girl who runs Red Hour Films, Ben Stiller's company, she came up and she was like, I just have to tell you, so nice to meet you. So happy to have you on the film. But listen, I am a huge Armchair. Just like everybody at work that I meet is like, yeah, it's so great to have you. But listen, Dax and Monica, right? Like, can you give me a little inside scoop? You guys are so loved.
Well, the Armcharies have given us the greatest job that's ever existed. I'm so grateful. It's number one on my gratitude list going into the new year that all of you guys stayed with us through the pandemic. I was worried about people not commuting and all these other things I like to obsess and worry about. And you guys are just there. We appreciate it. And as many people want more content, we're also ruining some people's lives because we do get messages that are like, I can't keep up and it's stressing me out and I'm 12 episodes behind, and take your foot off the gas.
That's how I would feel.
So for those people, we apologize.
When there's endless time, you guys don't feel rushed.
No.
You'll catch
long
up.
Life. It'll age well. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Happy
New
holidays.
Year.
Hope you had a happy Hanukkah.
Hope you had a happy Hanukkah and whatever else you celebrate with your friends and your family. We love you tremendously. And here comes 2021, bitches.
Oh, we're ready.
It's on.